Hello YouTube. So today we're going to have a very quick look at a whole bunch of different pistols and a revolver, just to see what do you want to shoot at the range. Is this your first pistol that you're going to go to the range with, have a lot of fun, and enjoy the sport? I'm not going to be looking at self-defense or anything along those lines. I'm looking at pure enjoyment, go to the range, or maybe this is just your very first pistol. So excuse me. What you'll notice starting on this end over here is we have two .22 or 22 pistols. They are a small caliber, very low recoil, inexpensive to purchase the rounds, and you can shoot them a lot. These four over here are all in 9mm, and that's more your mainstream caliber that you will have for self-defense or shooting at the range. Then over here you have a revolver, which is in a 38 special. So what's the difference between all these that you have over here? Because it can be confusing. There are different things to consider. The first thing that most people tend to do is they want to go with a brand name. They want to go with something they know. This is a Glock 34. Glocks, everybody seems to know about Glocks, and this is a good pistol. They're inexpensive, they don't cost an awful lot in regards to competition guns, I should say. But when you have a look at everything else it comes with, so Glocks have plastic magazines. Although it is metal inside, it's plastic on the outside. So they do take a while to drop. I will show you when it comes to dropping them free. Sometimes you do have to give them a bit of a shake to get them out, but that's, you get used to that. Is it the best pistol to use? For me it isn't. Out of all these pistols here, this is probably the most competition ready of the lot. However, I do struggle to shoot it, and the reason I struggle to shoot it is the grip angle is raked quite a bit further back than something like this. This Tanfoglio has got a much more natural grip angle for me, but I'll talk about that shortly. These two pistols are polymer. What that means by polymer, it's plastic plastic frame, and plastic frame with the metal slides. These ones are metal frames, metal frame. This is aluminium, and this is steel. So this one is a little bit heavier than this one here, but the slide is higher up as well. This one's the heaviest of the lot because it's all steel, but it does recoil the least. What that means is when it comes to shooting the same caliber, or 9mm between these ones here, the heavier the pistol in your hand, the less felt recoil you'll have. The grip sizes do matter as well. This is, being metal, you're not going to be able to change the grips out, whereas the polymer one you can change the grips out to different sizes, as you can see over here. Metal over here, you can't change the grip out, and you can't change that grip out, but those are 9mm. The 22s over here, if you are starting out and you have no experience with pistols whatsoever, or you have really small hands, this is a good option. The Sig Sauer Mosquito. The reason it's a good option is it's a lot smaller than its big brother. You'll see the size difference there actually. So this is the 22, this is the 9mm, and it's about 90% scale size to this one here. So in my hand it works fine, but it is definitely aimed towards smaller hands. It's very low recoil, it's very easy to shoot, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. This is a full size 22 based on a 1911, so this is a single stack, same as this one over here. What that means is single stack is there's only one row of bullets directly above each other, and same thing over here. 10 rounds only for those two. These ones here have higher capacity magazines, so the Glock has 17 rounds double stacked. There are 17 rounds in the Tanfoglio, which again is a double stacked magazine. In the 226 there is 15 rounds double stacked. And in the XDM right over here, in a nice shiny silver magazine, there are 19 rounds standard in this. So capacity wise, the XDM has the most rounds, and these two 22s have the least when it comes to pistols. There's also a revolver. These revolvers are a lot of fun to shoot at the range. They are quite heavy because they're all steel. 6 rounds only. I wouldn't recommend getting one of these as your first gun or pistol for the range, purely because, for me, and this is only my opinion, they are a lot of fun to shoot at the range, but I find when it comes to a pistol having more rounds in the magazine, I have more opportunity to keep seeing what I'm doing right or wrong when shooting targets. I have to say that these revolvers are extremely accurate though, and if you want to shoot 50 meters or beyond, revolvers do them regularly, very easily. These 9mm will do it, but you have to work a little bit harder at it. So there you have it. There's a lot of different choices out there for you. Sizes do matter. You have a small grip size here. These are adjustable. If you were wanting to get something, if you've got a big hand, I'd suggest getting a 226. The 226 is quite comfortable in my hand, and I have fairly large hands. So for me, that's a comfortable pistol to use when it comes to size. If you have smaller hands and you still want a polymer frame, these XDMs have a nice small distance over here where your hand can fit in. You can see my finger goes a lot further over that trigger. So nice and small. If you do have smaller hands, the Glock, as you can see here, is definitely bigger. And if you have short hands or short fingers, the Glock can also be a little bit difficult to manipulate. So yeah, what more can I tell you? Magazines do make a difference. They do cost different amounts. So these magazines for CZ75s can be found quite inexpensively. Same as the 226 mags. They are metal. These are metal as well. The Glock magazines are plastic. However, they've been extremely reliable. I can't fault them. I do have issues occasionally because it is polymer on polymer, that sometimes getting out of the mag well can be a bit of a challenge. These are obviously going to be more premium. Nice metal, nice shine. They drop free very easily from the XDMs. So yeah, the choice really is yours. However, I would recommend you go and pick them up. Go to a shop or shooting range, feel what the pistol feels like in your hand, go give it a try. If you are scared of pistols before you start shooting, I'd recommend you start with a smaller caliber, because that just gets you used to not flinching, and you'll enjoy shooting it a lot more, which then gives you the opportunity to move up into the bigger calibers. If you've never shot before, don't go to the biggest caliber you can find, because you probably are not going to enjoy it as much. Anyway, that's me. I hope you've enjoyed this really short little tutorial, probably, on pistols and which might suit you better. Okay, thanks.